about those. So robotics can be defined as the process of designing and building robots to carry out a certain task. So that is very relevant in today's production world, and especially today, our evolution of technology has come really, really far. But robotics offer tasks that would otherwise be carried out by humans to be used by robots. So it allows for more safety precautions, and on top of that, it also allows for faster production and more efficiency carrying out those tasks, like cars using airbags, also walking up to an automatic door. When those doors open, that's also an example of robotics. Similar to robotics, we have automation, which allows for more efficiency in carrying out tasks. These are also used to make humans' lives easier, like when you need AC in a car, washing your clothes. Washing machine is an example of automation as well. And this also offers the ability to eliminate human error, so it allows for more precise manufacturing as well. And automation is commonly used today and is very important in production.
Automation and robotics is one of the most crucial and fastest growing areas in our economy today, as it helps us with anything from manufacturing to construction to robotic surgery or just everyday life. We might not even know it, but it's surrounding us everywhere we look. Automation is defined as the use of these physical machines to take tasks that humans have historically done by hand, and it does it itself much more efficiently, faster, and easier. Like an example you might not think of in your house is a dishwasher or a washing machine. Instead of having to wash it by hand, these machines just do it for us and we can go on with our day. Robotics is defined as the creation and designing of these devices. A more robotic example would be a Roomba vacuum. So while you're going on throughout your day and doing whatever, this vacuum goes around your house for you and just vacuums everything so you don't have to do it. And with all these incredible things humans have already made, we haven't even scratched the surface. Car companies are currently working on self-driving cars that we will see in a few years. Maybe even airplanes that are on autopilot. It's a very possible creation we can make. And we're still making advancements in the medical field with robotic surgery, which currently has a 95% success rate, and that's only going to go up the more we learn about it and the better advances we make. Who knows what robotics can hold in the future for us.
Hi, my name is Cole Drzwicki, and I'm here to show you how robotics affects the business world. Robotics affects the business world due to many ways, such as it cuts down on the labor force. With robotics, it can take one robot as much time to do the same tasks as it would take 5 men. With that being said, you can lower the cost of production through buying one robot and only having to worry about the repairs versus having to pay, 5 salaries for the same job. That would honestly probably not be as good as the robotics. Also, you do not have to worry about continuously paying a robot as you do an employee, and it is much safer to have a robot there instead of an employee because of the fact that an employee could get hurt on the job and that could come as a liability to your company. With this being said, a lot of our employees could be cut due to future investments in robotics. Some examples of businesses that use robotics could be marketing. Some ways that marketing is involved in robotics could be how advertisements and various things use computers and robotics to program things. Industrial manufacturing, a good example would be a car factory. Telecommunications, another good example would be an automated messages service, and inventory. You could use robotics to count inventory much faster than a human.
Within this segment of our presentation, I'm going to be talking about the implications surrounding robotics and the relevant issues that we should worry about not only today but also in the future. Now, human civilization is completely reliant on innovation, and within the beginning we had agriculture and we relied on tools to create a sustained lifestyle. Eventually that turned into the Industrial Revolution, where where we created robotics that replaced a lot of jobs and also created a lot more new jobs. But up until recently, around the 2000s, the creation of new jobs has not stagnated due to the sophisticated nature of technology as it is today. Now, how this technology affects us today is very important. An example would be a lot of robotics taking over pharmaceutical jobs, pilot jobs, instances where they're diagnosing cancer. All of those jobs are pretty complex, and normally a lot of people would assume that a robot can't do it. Normally a human should do it, but ever since the Industrial Revolution, robots have started to branch away from linear tasks and have started to perform even better in a lot more complex tasks that would require human ingenuity. Real world example of this would be, let's say a firm in San Francisco wanted to cut out middle management opportunities and replace that middle management opportunity with a software. This software will decide whether the jobs needed to for this certain project that they're about to perform would require human ingenuity or would just need computer automation or software automation. Now, this software will go to a website such as LinkedIn or something like that and hire certain types of people that they see fit in terms of who's going to be working where in terms of their specialization. And over time, the software is going to be analyzing and recording what these certain individuals are doing and how they're carrying out certain tasks, and eventually learn how to do it itself. And the software is going to learn how to do it itself. And it's a very scary thought to think, because over time, big corporations, or the 1% of the population that owns these certain robotics and owns the sophisticated technology, will be the only ones making money, considering that a lot of jobs that require a lot of specialization and human ingenuity can so easily be replaced by artificial intelligence and robotics of that nature. Not how it was in the past, where it made things a lot more efficient for us in terms of like factory work, but now it's taking over office jobs. Albeit, although it may be cheaper, a lot of questions arise in terms of the ethics of how we're going to draw out the rest of our society. So in conclusion, there can be either one of two outcomes. The first outcome, a small percentage of the population that owns these robots will be able to pretty much control society, leaving everybody pretty much, poor and finding ways to create a sustained lifestyle, which is obviously not the ideal way of going about robotics. The second outcome, which would be a lot more satisfying, would be robotics pretty much taking over every aspect of labor, to the point where humans wouldn't need to do labor in order to have a sustained lifestyle, and robotics can take over everything, and there would be no such thing as income anymore,